So there is some points that you basically wanted to add the multiple condition. It's not the strict way like if and else. There might be the third situation. So that's like usually comes with any real life situation as well. The simple example that if you would like to see if the 1 is less than 2, then you will print that. Elif is basically works when the if condition is false. Earlier when the if basically false, then it was directly going into the else condition. But if we add like alternative condition inside, another condition over here, so this loop, basically it will travel something like that. If that is true, then we will get the answer directly over here, but if that is false, then we will go to the next line of things in order to compare. If that is true, then we will get the output over here, but if that is false, then we will go directly over here. So let's see. For example, 1 is less than 2, so that particular condition is true. 5 is also greater than 4 is also greater than 2, that condition is also true, but we are not coming over here. The reason is the first condition itself is true. For example, if I do something like that, 1 greater than 2, this will be false, and then else condition will run. But if that is also false, then we will go in a else. So whenever the particular condition is true, then and then only we are entering that body, then otherwise we are not doing anything, or maybe the else condition or maybe if else condition, but that is something we are not performing if this is true, or maybe the middle operations, or maybe the any of the like starting operation itself is true. Okay, all right. So like as I say, multiple examples that I have added, the one which I already showed you, like this is false, then it will come over here or something like that. So another one, the simple example with the real life cases, person equal to data science, we have defined over here. So person is not basic, so that condition is coming false. Over here also that condition is coming as a false, because over here we have defined as a data science something. If we define Python, you can see that the person is eligible for a DS. If we define stats, the person is eligible for DS. If we define any other language, for example C++, the person is not eligible, or maybe like Java, or maybe something like that, or maybe the big data, anything. So that is like another example. Third, like it's just same goes with this one, just checking the like arithmetic operators with the logical operator if it is false or no, in order to understand. You can also use the input function specifically for the in order to get the input numbers out of it, and then checking that particular number for the modulus or maybe anything that you are requesting. So for example, if the number is divisible by 4, we can simply say the number is divisible by 4. If the number itself is divisible by 5, we can say the number is divisible by 5. Otherwise we can say that number is not divisible by 4 as well as with the 5. So for example, we enter like basically the given number is divisible by 5 because it is not divisible. So we basically will get the like 2 modulo of 10 by 2 is basically what will be the output of this modulo of 10 by 4? 2. Okay, so earlier if condition was not true, if we have given the input as a 10, that's the reason we basically are entering to the second sentence. If we check 10 by 5, we are getting the 0. It means that whatever the operation we are performing over here with the help of arithmetic operator, that is exactly equal to 0 with the help of logical operators. This particular if condition is a false. That's the reason we have came over in a if condition in order to see if that is true or false. That is actually being true. So we have ended our basically the operation over here. We have not decided to go for a else condition, but if we pass some numbers, for example 11, so 11 modulo 5 is 1, 11 modulo 4 is basically the 3. So if we pass that 11 over here, you can say that given number is not divisible by 4 and 5. So that is like one example. Earlier we were just discussing about the if and else. As I say, elif is basically being used when we have the like multiple conditions and we wanted to get the answers for the multiple conditions, but all the conditions should run basically the sequentially. If the first fails, then and then only we are entering for the second conditions. If the second fails, then and then we are entering into the third conditions. But you can basically define the multiple elif conditions, so there is no restriction how many times you can use elif. For example, I also wanted to see if the particular number is divisible by basically 6 or something like that, so I can do that simply over here. Or maybe I wanted to again check the particular number is divisible by 7, so you can implement that the particular number is not divisible by 6, sorry, divisible by 7. You can define 4, 5, 6 and 7, something like this. So we basically have to pass the number over here, any input number, or maybe you can just write the code something like that. Number you can add the manually, something like that. For example, 1 1 1, so you can see that it's not divisible by anything. If you add something like that 14, the number is divisible by 7. So as I said, there is no restriction that how many elif you can add.